They say the Chernobyl disaster was a result of human error. A flawed reactor, a failed test, poor communication. But some of us, those who've walked deep into the red forest, those who've heard the echoes at dusk know there was more, much more. The reactor didn't just explode. It tore something open. April 26, 1986, 1:23 a.m., the exact moment the reactor core ruptured. But that wasn't just a moment on a clock. It was the intersection of time itself, when the shadow of the earth aligned with something that does not belong to this world. Something ancient, something patient. They call it the rift. It only opens once a year, at that same minute, on that same day. For 59 seconds, the veil thins, the trees still, the animals vanish, and something steps through. It isn't a ghost. It isn't a demon. It has no name because names require rules, and it doesn't follow any. Locals call it the Walker. Others call it the Hollow Man, because he casts no shadow, no reflection, no sound. He moves in absolute silence, as if the world forgets he exists the moment he steps away. Every year, for one night only, he wanders the ruins. They say he searches. Old scavengers, those who sneak past the fences for copper, or for the thrill, have seen it. Some describe a tall, faceless figure that melts into the trees. Others never return. The ones who do, they change. Vasily Ivanov was one of them. A hardened man, 52 years old, been raiding Pripyat since the early 90s. But in 2017, he went out alone and came back the next morning barefoot, with eyes wide open like a man who'd looked directly into the sun. He didn't speak for days. When he did, it was a whisper. Asterisk, it remembers me. No one knew what he meant. 2 weeks later, he hung himself in his garage with copper wire stripped from a reactor conduit. No note, just the symbols burned into the wall. Researchers have tried to explain the anomalies. Radiation pockets, hallucinations, sound illusions caused by wind. But the recordings tell another story. In 2012, a drone recorded heat signatures, unusual. Humanoid shapes wandering the woods outside. Reactor 4, the problem? The thermal signature was colder than its surroundings. It moved like a man, but when it stopped, everything around it stopped. 2 leaves frozen midair, wind halting, birds vanishing, as if time itself paused. For it, they've tried to track it. Every attempt ends the same. Static, dead batteries, GPS failure, missing teams. But here's the part they won't tell you. The rift is growing. Slowly, yes, but each year it lasts a second longer. The energy readings spike higher. The reports increase. Locals speak of dreams, shared dreams, where the forests burn silver and children cry without mouths. And the figure speaks, not in words, but in knowing. A pressure behind your eyes. A memory you never had. It tells you what you've done, what you'll do, and why none of it matters. One man, Artem, claims he followed the creature deep into the woods. He said it moved through trees like water, flickering between moments. Time rippled in its wake. He saw versions of himself, dying, living, screaming, laughing. And then, nothing. He woke up in his apartment, 40 kilometers away. No memory of returning. No wounds. just dirt in his mouth and the words, "Let it bleed," carved into his mirror. Some believe the rift was a mistake. Others believe it was a trap, that Chernobyl wasn't an accident, but a summoning, a ritual masked as disaster. Reactor 4, the sarcophagus, isn't just a tomb. It's a seal, a concrete barrier against something older than language. And each year on April 26th, that seal stretches. One day it will break. And when it does, it won't be just the forests that forget how to breathe. So if you're ever near the zone and the wind dies and the Geiger counter goes silent, run. Don't look back, because if you do, he'll be there, and he never forgets a face.